Members of the National Traffic Anti-Corruption Unit in the Hawks have now arrested several members of the Vrede driving licensing centre. They say they've been involved in criminal acts. You know how many claims there have been about corruption in these centres and how driving schools were also accused of paying for testing slots and sometimes, it seems, for results. Simon Zwane is the spokesperson for the Road Traffic Management Corporation. Simon, good afternoon to you. What are these people who've been arrested accused of actually doing?
Yeah, the two accused is an examiner of licenses and a driving school instructor. They are accused of colluding to ensure that applicants for learner licenses, driving licenses, obtain these licenses through fraudulent means. What would happen in this case is that the examiner would meet with the applicants, and he would indicate to them that he is going to indicate the correct responses to particular questions for them, and they must just look at him, and he will give them the signals, and they can then answer after getting those signals. And the instructor then plays a facilitating role. We facilitate between the examiner and the applicants so that that arrangement can be made and money can be paid to the examiner.
So they're basically cheating. How big was the operation? Do you know? How many people were involved?
There are many people involved. The investigation is still going on to establish exactly how many such learner licenses would have been issued. But this has been going on. We have been investigating this from we got tip-off on it around August last year, and we had been investigating ever since. So there's still a lot of follow-ups to be done, but we have sufficient evidence now to make us proceed with the arrests.
Do you believe there are other operations like this in the Free State or only at Vrede? I mean, we know that this happens in many places.
Oh yeah, there are certainly more operations like this throughout the province of the Free State, but also in other parts of the country, other provinces. We are having investigations currently going on, and we will be making announcements as soon as those investigations reach a maturity stage.
Do you know, so we know that this is happening in the Free State. There have been a huge series of scandals in Gauteng, and lots of claims about that. And Jacob Mamabolo, the MEC, the Transport MEC at the time, was investigating. Are they all linked, or does each sort of operation run its own scam? I hate to put it like that, Simon, but I think that's probably the right way. Do these stations, these individual scams run independently of each other?
They seem to run independently of each other. We found a link in Vrede. We did find that they were linking, the Vrede examiners were having a link with examiners in another licensing center nearby. But it's not common that you would find such links. They seem to happen independently and based on a particular licensing center.
To try and break this up, I mean, you're making these arrests now, but it's happening in so many different places. Clearly, people have sort of worked out how to do it. Do we need to change the entire licensing system, randomized tests, and also, I think this is going to be important, to sort of break the power that driving schools seem to have here?
Yes, you would know what happened in Gauteng when we tried to break the power that driving schools have by introducing the online booking systems. But yes, there are ongoing efforts to look at how we can break the power that driving schools have, but also how to strengthen our systems to ensure that if anybody deviates from the standard operating procedures, those can be picked up early enough and be dealt with. We would be assisted greatly in all of that by management also on site in the different licensing centers and different provinces, if they can also play their proactive role in monitoring these kinds of things, then there will be no need for an anti-corruption unit to come in and arrest people when things have gone completely off the rails.
There are various things here. I mean, there's also on the sidelines of this problems with the driver's licenses. Now, I realize this don't come under you and the only machine in the country that produces driver's licenses. But there is a plan from the Transport Department to renew licenses only every 10 years. Are you aware of progress on that? I mean, that would also make things a little easier for the testing stations.
Yes, there is that process. I'm aware that it still needs to go to Cabinet for approval. It's being handled by the Department of Transport, and that will also assist if people don't have to. But there will still be people who need learner licenses, Stephen, those who are maybe graduating, just have turned 18 and they need to apply for learner licenses and all of those things. So the system would still be operating and we still need to be managed.
Simon Zwane, thank you. Spokesperson for the Road Traffic Management Corporation. Do appreciate the time.